All right, so welcome everybody. Let me know if you're watching the replay. If you're joining us live, feel free to say hello and let us know what's happening. So when I was tuning in for what would be the topic today, I was thinking of trust. And how much do we trust that what we desire is going to show up? Silence, right? It can be pretty hard. I was listening to a video and I posted it in the group. I think it was Bruce Lipton talking about our programming and how your positive thoughts come from your conscious mind, but it's your subconscious mind that runs the programming, what runs your conditioning of what you are able to receive and achieve. And it does that by putting out a signal, a vibration through the invisible airwaves, right? Because there's invisible airwaves all around us.
Yeah.
And your thoughts vibrate and go out into that invisible airway. And he talked about, you can go and on the street corner and say, I want peace. I want peace. Come on, everybody, let's have peace. But if you have a subconscious programming that it's not possible, that it won't happen for you, then one, it won't happen because that thought in your subconscious mind is what you're putting into the airways. And the more there's a couple ways to do it, right? I mean, some people have listened to the movie or bought the book, The Secret, from years ago that said, all we need is positive thoughts. You just focus on your positive thoughts and it will show up. And that will get you to a certain point, or it'll get you all the way. Who knows? We're all different, right? For some people, that's all you needed was to start thinking positively and things started shifting. But to go the extra mile, you have to look at what's in the subconscious programming, what's the programming and the recording, the tape that's still running, that you're creating your life from. And what's underneath that. So yes, there's believing it will come, but then there has to be a level of trust that, yeah, I will receive that amount of money. I will receive that success. I will attract a soulmate. I will have amazing relationships. Just like when you walk to the kitchen counter and open up a cabinet and there's dishes in there, right? Or you open up a drawer and there's utensils in there. Can you have that same level of trust that you are going to attract all that you desire? I know for me, I have to work at that, right?
I was going to say,
I myself have to work at that.
Jump out an answer on that one.
Yep.
But I agree, and I've experienced of late the trust that when you have the trust in things, it'll be how you say what comes out of your mouth that makes a difference.
Yeah.
If you don't have that trust, they're just empty words.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of just what we were talking about prior to going on here, is my experience with doing the services, because it's built up that the trust. I know I'm not being judged by what's out there. I know they're there because they know that we are doing this. They are there because they want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could just simply choose not to be there.
Right.
And so that's a trust between both of us. I trust I trust God that what I'm saying is what I want to say, and they
Mhm.
trust they're going to get something out of it.
Mhm.
But it didn't always start out that way. I mean, there was always doubts in that, but I really find I
It's,
have less doubts.
yeah.
if
And so
any.
what were your doubts before?
That I'm not saying the right thing, that I'm not, it's, that I'm not doing it. I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be here doing this kind of a thing.
Like, who am I to do this?
Yeah, exactly. And that's that's just disappeared. If I make a mistake, well, it actually occurred yesterday. I was reading along, and for some reason, I realized the print was blurry. I forgot to put my eye drops in. And for some reason, it was kind of blurry. So I was kind of not catching what I had in front of me, and while I'm thinking about that, I know I'm not saying exactly what I want to say. So I simply stopped and I said, whoop, let me do this over again. And nobody thought anything of it.
Yeah.
That's trust.
Yeah. Yeah. A level of trust that no matter what happens, you will be okay and you'll be able to get through it, right? And
Yeah,
especially when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, there has to be a level of trust
Mhm.
that one, people will show up, the right
Yeah.
people will show up
Yeah,
to hear your message, and that your message will come across clearly, and that your intention, your heart, everything you're putting into it will be felt.
yes, exactly. You said it. That's it exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so, and to even, so, and congratulations, because you've got this far, right? We have to start somewhere.
We
Sometimes
got
we
this
don't even
far,
know
but I
we're
know
trying.
there's more to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. And sometimes when I talk to people, they're like, what do you mean trust?
Yeah.
So that's like the range, right? Do you not even believe in trusting your inner guidance? Do you dismiss the idea of trust that things will just appear? Or are you over here on the other side saying, oh, I wake up trusting every day. I say things like, of course I'm going to receive that much. Of course it's going to work out for me. So where are you on that scale of 0 trust and 10, 100%, I believe it. And gauge yourself where you were before and give yourself credit for where you are now, right? Because you weren't raised in an environment that said, I can do this, you can do it. Like I talk about Tiger Woods a lot, because when he was raised, his father would whisper in his ear, you can do this. You can do anything you want to do. Not many people were raised like that. Some of us had no concept of that. When I was born, I intuitively had that in me, but I didn't know how to really live that life. And there were too many things knocking me down. So we all have that lesson to go through. We all have the challenges. So what do you need to break through that challenge even more and open up and expand into more trust that this is what I desire? The universe always has my back and is conspiring for my success, and step into it even more fully. Right?
Right.
What's
And
coming up as I'm talking?
it's interesting. We're talking about the trust because I mean, I never would have in my life imagined that I would be standing up in front of a church and doing anything like this. Totally out of my character whatsoever. in the past. I can't really say that now. But if I didn't have a true belief and trust in God, I wouldn't be able to do it anyway, because
Yeah.
I can't get up there in front of and say, you have to do this unless you have it yourself. So
Mhm.
what I've really learned too is how much closer to that, and stronger my faith is, and how much more I've learned for myself that I'm putting out there for others.
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, it's like an ongoing education for me. Um, and the good, I guess what I will admit, I feel at times apprehension. It all depends on where you are in that particular day. I mean, we aren't 100% every moment of every day. And, but I find that if I do have any kind of doubts or whatever, after I get going, that just totally disappears, and I'm there. I'm present. I'm in the present time. And you have to be present. You have to have that connection with the congregation. Or in your case, you with your client. You have to have that connection. You have to have a trust. You have to have a, whatever else you may want to call it.
Yeah. So let's do some tapping around this, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so we're just going to go right through the points. I'm not sure where I'm at.
I'm not sure where I'm at.
I'm not sure how much I believe in trust.
I'm not sure how much I believe in trust.
I don't quite believe.
What was that?
I don't quite believe
I don't quite believe
that if I desire something,
that if I desire something,
that it's going to show up.
that it's going to show up.
People say that all the time.
People say that all the time.
I don't know if I can believe it.
I don't know if I believe it.
I think they're kind of crazy.
I think they're kind of crazy.
I know I'm skeptical at times.
I know yes, some of the time.
I know sometimes
I know sometimes
my inner skeptic voice,
my inner skeptic voice
is running my bus,
is running my thoughts,
is running my thoughts and my life.
running my thoughts and my life.
And I can sense that.
And I can sense that.
So I'm not sure how much I trust.
So I'm not sure how much I trust
When I hear the words,
when I hear the words,
the universe and God
the universal God
has my back.
has my back.
That God and the universe
And God in the universe
is conspiring in my favor.
is conspiring in my favor.
I'm not quite sure
I'm not quite sure
how much I believe that.
how much I believe that.
And I'm opening myself up today
And I'm opening myself up today
to question,
to question,
why don't I believe that?
why don't I believe that?
And I'm going to be listening
And I'm going to be listening
for the answers.
for the answers.
And I'm going to have compassion for myself
And I'm going to have compassion for myself
to allow those thoughts and beliefs
to allow those thoughts and beliefs
to pass through me.
to pass through me.
Because the truth is,
Because the truth is,
healing and miracles happen every day.
healing and miracles happen every day.
And I've been doing my inner work.
and I've been doing my inner work.
So I am ready,
So I am ready,
starting right now today,
starting right now today,
to release any doubts
to release any doubts
from every cell of my being
from every cell in my being
so that I can expand more
so that I can expand more
into trusting
and can trust things
that my desires
that my desires
are showing up right now,
are showing up right now,
because those are my soul's desires.
because those are my soul desires.
And I'm ready to live more fully
And I'm ready to live more freely
into my soul's purpose,
into my soul's purpose,
into my soulful life.
into my soulful life.
And all of that starts right now.
And all of that starts right now.
So just stop tapping and take a deep breath. And what do you notice? What do you sense?
This may sound kind of funny, but it's like a silence. I mean, it's like, I use the word the silence, it's a comfort or quietness.
Mhm.
I guess quietness would explain it better, silent than silence, but that's those are two words. It's like, it's a comfortable feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Like all those other voices, all that other energy, the doubter, the skeptic, the saboteur is like,
Right.
and you're out of your thinking mind. You're now down in your body feeling. And it's like, oh, yeah, right. I
Yeah.
hadn't thought of that before, or I needed to hear it in a different way.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the silence because that's when you're present. That's when you're in the silence, you're present with that.
Yeah.
You're present in the universe.
And that's when you can tune into your guides, your angels, whatever you believe in, God, whoever, and start saying, what's my next inspired action?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, we say God or so whatever anybody calls their higher self, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, because that's another way of sabotaging. Oh, she said that word, so I don't
yeah.
I don't believe in that. You know, they mentioned God. I don't believe in that.
No, it's not, that's
That's
just
your
the way
skeptic.
I
Yeah.
express myself that way. Somebody else can express themselves another way, you know?
Yeah.
But it's the trust and respect of them having that other
Right.
word to call it.
Yeah. And giving everybody permissions. Okay, what do
Absolutely.
you believe in? Right?
Yep.
None of this, you're a problem and you're doing it wrong. And how's that working?
No, no, that doesn't, there's no
Love
place
and
for that.
compassion. Yeah.
There's no place for that. So that's good. That's good. This is a good conversation. You froze up on there. What happened to you? Uh-oh. You'll come back sooner or later.
Yeah, there is no room for that. Absolutely. Did I freeze? Did I freeze?
Did you froze up in good shape? So what did you say that you should have said?
I don't know. I don't know, maybe
The
it's
sab-
time
the
for,
saboteur jumped in there somewhere, but here we are back, so we got rid of him just like that.
good point, right? And that's something to look at. Where am I? Where's my saboteur jumping in so that I'm not seen? So that these are all things to be aware of. It's not a coincidence.
It must be whatever. See, somebody doesn't like us talking about it.
Right? Oh, am I frozen again? Are you there?
Yep.
So that's a really good point. That part does not like us talking about it because it's so wounded. It's so scared. And so all these people who open up a business and they're trying to be seen, if that part of you is so scared, that part is powerful and it will shut things down. It will cause problems with the computer, with your phone, with the car, because it's all energy, right? And once we heal that part, then we can get it to work for us in a completely new, empowered way.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no question. And anybody who listens in on this conversation later, take note that we're here, that the saboteur did not win.
Yes. And if this is resonating, that you find yourself being sabotaged somehow, reach out. There's absolutely a specific way to work with your saboteur.
Right.
So
And
we
you
can
know,
up-level their job description.
In some cases, actions speak louder than words, but the words are the healing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I have to come up with a poem about that or something or other.
Well, it's warm today, so the birds should be by your bird feeder and you can write a poem today.
Every morning, that's the schedule, and it's right around 7:15 and 7:30 that all of a sudden they appear and the squirrels appear. I run to the bird feeder, and it's nice to sit at the kitchen table and just with a cup of coffee and just watch them
Yeah.
frolic around and do what they do, and they're happy that there's another day for them, so
Yep. Yes.
it makes you happy too.
Yes. Awesome. All right. So thank you, Joyce, for being here. Thank you for doing the tapping. If you're watching the replay, let me know what you received from this, what resonated for you. And also there's a few events that are coming up and I'll leave some links in the comments. So have a fabulous day and reach out if you need any support.
Very good. We'll talk to you again.
Bye.
Right out.